You're relaxing on the couch, maybe watching TV or scrolling on your phone when your dog comes over. Boom! It gives you a full face lick. There is no warning, no hesitation, just a surprise tongue bath like you're a living popsicle. It's easy to tell yourself it's sweet or that they love you and show affection. It's their version of a kiss, and sometimes that's true. But what are the real reasons dogs lick humans? Some of them are way less heartwarming and a little more stomach-turning. The thing is, while dogs are loyal, loving, and adorable, they're also the same creatures who sniff butts, roll in trash, and proudly eat things they absolutely shouldn't. Your dog's tongue? It has been to places. In this video, we're breaking down the real reasons dogs lick you. Some are instinctual, some are emotional, and one or two might make you rethink those morning kisses. Sit tight and let's get into it. Reason number 1. They really like how you taste. You might think your dog is offering you a little affection, but in reality, they're treating you like a walking snack. To your dog, your post-shower glow or mid-afternoon forehead shine is flavor. Our skin naturally produces sweat and oils, which carry trace amounts of salt that dogs instinctively draw to. Their sense of taste isn't as complex as ours, but they are wired to notice subtle changes in skin chemistry, especially salty ones. In the wild, animals lick others for minerals or nutrients. That instinct stays with them even in domestication. Now, add the smell of the food you cooked, the snack you just ate, or the lotion you applied an hour ago, and your dog has a buffet. A quick sniff and a lick helps your dog figure out where you've been, what you've touched, and whether or not there are leftovers involved. Some dogs fixate on specific spots, like hands, arms, or legs, because these areas collect the most salt and scent. This behavior has no deep emotional meaning. Your dog simply enjoys the taste. If your pup likes to lick you right after a workout, you now know why. Reason number 2. Earwax cravings. A few things are more uncomfortable than waking up to find your dog casually sniffing your ear. Do you know what's stranger? When they go in for the lick, not just the gentle nudge, the actual, committed, deep, clean style lick. Dogs are natural groomers. They lick each other. And yes, you too, because you're family. Ears are a common target because they carry strong, concentrated smells. That scent comes from wax buildup, oils, and skin cells. To humans, it's gross. To dogs, it's tasty. There's also a social reason behind it. In households with many dogs, it's common for one dog to lick another's ears as a sign of care or bonding. When your dog does the same to you, part of it might be affection. The other part? A weird taste preference no one wants to talk about. Vet reports and animal behaviorists agree that some dogs genuinely enjoy the taste of earwax, not because it's delicious in a traditional sense, but because it's loaded with scent, texture, and novelty. It's sensory gold to a creature whose nose controls most of its decision-making. If your dog suddenly becomes interested in your ears, it's on a mission, and unfortunately, you're the target. Reason number 3. Licking your mouth means you probably have food. When your dog aims straight for your mouth, it's tempting to call it cute. You think it wants to kiss and is affectionate. But deep down, there's something much more primal happening. This behavior starts early. In the wild, wolf pups lick the mouths of adult pack members to trigger regurgitation. Let's break it down. Your dog is basically saying, "Hey, can I have some of that chewed up dinner?" It's not gross to them. It's how meals get shared. Domesticated dogs may no longer need mom to cough up lunch, but the instinct to lick near the mouth remains. Over time, dogs have learned that licking your face, especially around your lips, often gets a response. You laugh, talk to them, and even offer a treat to redirect the behavior. To your dog, that reinforcement means the behavior works. It's functional, it gets attention, and sometimes it gets food. If your dog greets you with a full face inspection after you've eaten, they're not being nosy. They're reading the scent of what you just had, deciding whether it was worth sharing, and maybe hinting that they'd like to be part of your next meal plan. You might see love in their eyes. Your dog might just see leftovers. Reason number 4. You smell like food, especially after cooking. You didn't spill anything. There's no sauce on your face, no crumbs in your lap. And yet, your dog is suddenly obsessed with licking your hands or legs. It makes no sense unless you realize your skin carries a scent-based highlight reel of everything you've touched, cooked, or eaten. Tiny airborne particles cling to your clothes, hair, and skin when you cook. Warm pores can hold scent like a sponge. Your dog doesn't need visible evidence. They can smell the butter from your toast, the garlic from your pasta, or the seasoning from your grilled chicken hours after the fact. and they'll go for it, even if there's actually nothing to eat. Dogs also notice scent in places you wouldn't expect. Your ankles after walking through a food court, your fingers after holding a grocery bag, even your knee after you rested it against the kitchen cabinet. To them, the smell is very present. When you notice this, your dog is usually following a trail that leads to flavor, or at least the memory of it. You might think you're coming home clean, but your dog knows otherwise. Reason number 5. Sometimes that kiss just means back off. Not every lick is a compliment. Sometimes it's your dog's polite way of saying, "I'm done here, kindly step away." Dogs use body language to communicate boundaries. Licking is often one of their softest warning signs. You might think the lick is sweet, but if it comes during a hug, a head pat they didn't ask for, or while you're leaning a little too close, it could mean they've had enough and would like some space. This behavior is seen in photos where people hug dogs tightly or get up in their faces. The dog licks, and everyone assumes it's affection, when in reality, it's more like a social cue, a gentle "that's enough" before things escalate to something less gentle. It's subtle but important. Some dogs use licking to diffuse tension or avoid conflict. It's a way of staying calm while asking for their boundaries to be respected. If your dog gives you a quick lick and then looks away, shifts their body, they are not being rude. They are communicating in the only way they know how. Once you start reading it that way, it changes how you interact with them, hopefully for the better. Reason number 6. They think they're helping you heal. It is good to know that your dog does not only lick you when you're sweaty or smell like snacks. Sometimes, they head straight for that tiny cut on your hand or the spot you scraped on your leg, and they won't leave it alone. It might seem random, but from your dog's perspective, it's doing something important. Licking wounds is a survival instinct for them. In the wild, dogs lick their own injuries or the scars of pack members as a form of first aid. Their saliva contains enzymes like lysozyme and peroxidase, which offer mild antibacterial properties. If they see something unfamiliar or damaged on your skin, they may try to help by doing what they do for another dog. They're acting out of instinct, pack loyalty, and a sense of care. In their mind, they're stepping up as your nurse. And, that's sweet. However, while the intention is sweet, the reality is a little messier. A dog's mouth carries a mix of bacteria, some harmless and some not. If that saliva gets into a fresh wound, it can lead to infection or delay healing. That's especially true for people with weakened immune systems or sensitive skin. What starts as a thoughtful gesture can turn into an unwanted complication. Still, the fact that your dog notices something's different and wants to fix it, that says a lot about how they see you. Now that you know what those licks really mean, it's safe to say your dog might not be kissing you out of pure love. They might just think you're salty or slightly in the way. Still, weird habits aside, your dog isn't just trying to gross you out. Most of the time, they bond, explore, or communicate the only way they know how. If you want to keep your dog's happiness going strong, check out our last video, where we break down the 10 surprisingly simple things that make dogs truly happy. See you there.